but it's also about the New World Order and the wall that Trump wants to build. And we're going to be going over several things about what's going on as far as a nation, as far as America that's going on. And my vibes are getting stronger and stronger each day. So if you're out there, YouTubers, watching, please give me your intake or comments. I'm going to try to go over everything as much as I can, as quick as I can, because I don't know how much, I don't know how much longer we will have freedom to get on here on YouTube in the open public and express our feelings, because it's really getting to that point where we can't express our feelings. So to start off with what the Mandela effect is. I'm going to explain it a little bit, because those that are looking for answers, those that are seeking answers, I know that, and I have my finger on it, and I know what it is. I don't know how. Oh, of course, I was also looking for answers, and but now the Mandela effect, you have to dig other than spiritual. You have to you have to go outside of your comfort zone. You have to, if you want answers, they're there. That's all I'm going to say. If you want answers, you can. You have to go with an open mind without judging others to get the answers. Um, the Mandela effect, I believe, with the upside down T, that's kind of curved, and a lot of I've noticed it's like in a lot of spelling that it's really starting to look, what I thought it was weird whenever I first saw it going on, in the spelling, the way that things are spelled. Those are kind of like hints for you to try to catch on what's going on. It's kind of like, do I want the answers? Do I not want the answers? Do I stay confused? Do I not stay confused? Um, so, of course, and I don't think, I think it has a big part into play. I think this spelling thing is, it's going to spell something out. Um, it's not encrypted. Um, I believe that it is, and because I'm pagan, I looked for answers, in the pagan community for the Mandela effect. And I came across the Wiccan alphabet, or the pagan alphabet. You want to look in the alphabet for witches or pagans. You won't find it just anywhere. You'll have to look for it. And so that spelling that's in the Wiccan alphabet, it's, and I'm not saying that all witches are evil or that pagans are evil. That's just another brainwashing that, and I hate to put it out there, but it's a brainwashing that, of course, it's been going on for thousands and thousands of years, um, the old saying, during the Salem witch trials, witches are evil. That was created long ago. It was created by the Pope. So, but we're not going to get on that too much. The the Trump wall is a new world order that's taking effect, and I see it everywhere. I see it everywhere. Um, I live in one of the biggest states in America. All along the border, for some reason, there are police officers, state troopers, um, constables, you name it, they're out there. So something tells me that there's something bigger that's fixing to take place. Something is gonna happen, and I honestly think that as soon as this wall goes up, I keep seeing videos about the wall going up, and then there will be solar panels in the wall. And I honestly think those solar panels are going to be, of course, solar panels are like free energy because it's from the sun. But it's not going to be for us. It's not going, that free energy is not going to be for us. It is only meant for the elite. There are tunnels underground. Major corporations all over the world knows it, and I tie the Mandela effect and New World Order together, because the signs are all around us, and like I said, something big is going on. Something big. I don't know if it's something that President Trump has said that is got everybody else scared. I don't know what the tactic is for this, but I do know that it's not just President Trump, but of course, a lot of presidents. It's been going on for hundreds of years. Executive orders have been going on for hundreds of years. It's where the president has power over everybody. And if the president calls for martial law, which that could be very much taking place as we speak, as I'm talking here on YouTube, martial law could be taking place. And I seriously don't know. I don't have the answers. I'm looking for the answers, and I don't have them on some of the things, some of the questions that I have for myself and others. As far as the Mandela effect community is concerned, I think that the Mandela effect is to keep us stupid and in the dark. So when, of course, when a new world order starts taking place, which you can't have new world order until you call for martial law. And martial law, the president can call for in a diverse emergency or an emergency. If he feels like the country is under threat, he can call for martial law. Well, I feel like that this wall that's being built is making such of a issue that it's going to cause martial law to take place, or this will be the excuse that he uses to call for martial law. Now, Obama and the Bushes, the Clintons, every president that has been in office, especially Obama and Trump, these last two presidents that we've had, Obama signed an order in case of martial law. The president has power over everybody. He has power over the military, and he can go in and kill anybody he deems worthy to kill. You don't even have to be a threat to the country for that to happen. And I have read it in one of Trump's and Obama's bills that were signed, um, and which is the executive orders that I have read. Um, so anybody can go and look up all the executive orders that have been signed by Trump and Obama, and get ready to be, surprised, or that's not even the word that I'm looking for. The word is disgusted. Um, we're supposed to have freedom, and this is really beyond that. Beyond. This is beyond the wall. But I have a feeling that this wall is going to just be the tip of the iceberg as I'm talking to you live here on YouTube. The Mandela effect and the New World Order and Trump. It could be that some things on Trump's level, I think some things that Trump is left in the dark because he doesn't have high enough clearance to know some of this information. Only the elite corporate people know it. I have a strong feeling that corporate people are running Trump. He says that I'm going to get all these corporate people out of the White House, and that's all he's bringing in. That's all he's bringing in is billionaires into the White House. And I mean, I know that, and I'm not trying to make everybody that likes Trump sound bad, but when Trump says fake news, some of it is fake. You can't go by what Trump says. You have to go and look for yourselves. You have to, and I think that that's part of the Mandela effect. When Trump says fake news, fake news, fake news, that is just keeping you in the dark. That's keeping everybody in the dark. So whenever the news is real, you're not going to believe it because you're like, oh, that's fake news. Trump said it's fake news. It's fake news. Don't believe everything that you hear. He's brainwashing you, just like Hitler brainwashed a bunch of other people. He brainwashed a lot of people, and even had Jews dance around on television. Even Hitler had his own television station, and he'd had these Jews dancing around, and oh, we're not killing Jews, we're just trying to reform them, just like what's going on now. Fake news, fake news. Oh, you're so fake. Really? But then whenever the real news comes around, you don't believe it because you've been brainwashed. All these people are brainwashing you. And the Mandela effect, I think, has a lot to do with brainwashing. I'm not for sure, and I can't put my finger on it yet. But it to me, it's starting to spell out the Wiccan alphabet or the pagan alphabet. And I have respect for every religion, every opinion, every thought I have respect for. You can't be Christian and go and say, oh, President Trump is going to go and kill all Muslims. You can't do that. You cannot do that. Um, he says he's going to make America great again, but all he's doing is stirring up everything, keeping us in the dark as Americans. Wake up, people, because the Mandela effect and this new wall, that's not to keep people out. That's to keep us in. So we'll have no escape. There'll be no way to get away from martial law. Because what's going to happen? These corporate buildings, like Target, all these other corporate businesses, they're going to give the marshals, they're going to turn them into FEMA camps. Everywhere I look, there's a FEMA camp around. And as soon as martial law is called, they're going to go door to door, collect all your guns. And of course, they'll say, well, you're breaking the Constitution. And the marshals are going to say, what Constitution? They're going to collect your guns first. Then they're going to tell you and your family, it all depends on how many members you have. They're going to tell you and your family to load up in a bus, and they're going to take you to the FEMA camp. Does that sound familiar? Isn't that what they did in the Holocaust? But everybody forgets this. Everybody forgets history. I mean, you should really research this stuff yourself. In certain states like Georgia, FEMA has bought, which is government property. FEMA has bought, they have bought property, and they have, on certain properties, they have over 800,000 plastic containers on this property. Now, these plastic containers are big enough, you could probably fit 3 or 4 bodies in it. So they're plastic coffins. So not only does FEMA have their finger in the pot, but the FDA, because they come out with GMOs, genetically modified products. So if they can't keep you in the dark by saying, because this fake news crap, that's just a test. This is all just a test to see if you'll fall for it, if you'll be brainwashed like everybody else. Because I see it more and more often. People are so gullible, they fall for the first thing they hear. But that is up to you to judge what is real and what's not. Because I can't save everybody. I'm not here to save. I'm just here to send a message out to you. And like I said, I don't know how long we'll have the freedom of speech to even get on here. Trump is on every media channel there is. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. He's everywhere. I can't even go to a restaurant without seeing him on a TV. It's like he's hogging, because he's a billionaire, he's hogging the media. And the media can't even give their own opinions because he's a billionaire and we give him this authority over people. That's what's wrong with America. Don't y'all see this? But going back to the FEMA camps, they're going to load up everybody on a bus, take you to the FEMA camps. In some of these places, they have restaurants in them, so you never have to leave. Uh, some of these stores, they have banks in them. So if you committed a crime and have a fine to pay, you never have to leave. You just work until you can pay your debt off. Your accounts, your bank accounts are going to be frozen. You'll no longer have them. Uh, every piece of property that you own is no longer going to be yours. And I'm talking about property you live on. Your homes, and this is all in the executive order that Obama signed and Trump has signed, Bush has signed, the Clintons, they have signed it, and we're all fighting each other. Democrats, Republicans, liberals, we're all fighting each other instead of seeing the bigger picture. And of course, you're not going to believe it because you're on the Trump train. But anyways, your property is not going to be yours. Your vehicles are not going to be yours. They're going to be the government's. They're going to take everything you own. Your groceries inside your home, they're going to be not yours. They're going to be the government. The army will step in. The army has their finger in this too. They all know it. So don't be fooled by somebody that's in the army because they're not going to tell you the truth. They're not going to prepare you. And even your family is not going to be protected just because one of your family members is in the army. Even the president, in the end, will not be protected from martial law. That's right. Because once everybody goes underground, which is the elites, they have tunnels that they're building underground. I asked a truck driver the other day, is there tunnels under the ground? Do y'all drive under tunnels? And I was just stunned by it because he just openly admitted, yes, we drive under them every day. Every day we drive underground. Really? These tunnels are so deep, they go underneath the ocean. Underneath the ocean. And of course, those solar panels that Trump put in the wall, they're going to power the tunnels. Free electricity. All powered by the wall. Unfortunately, there's a chemical that is in most foods nowadays. Food nowadays is not even real food. There's a chemical that's called HEK293. Human embryonic kidney cells, babies. This is what's in your food. So if they can't get you in the camps, they'll get you with the food, the water. Everything is, if it's not in the food, it's going to be in the water. And this diabolic plan that they have is going to wipe out 70% of the world's population. 70%. So 800,000 plastic containers that can, probably carry 3 or 4 bodies inside them. When 70% of the world's population drops like flies, and get ready because people are going to start dropping like flies. It's going to get bad. You think Walking Dead is bad? This is going to be bad. You're going to see your brothers, your sister, your mother, your father, your uncles, your aunts, your cousins. It doesn't matter. It's going to kill 70% of the world's population. And all these corporate companies know it. They're making money off of killing us. Because let's just face it, folks, America cannot sustain all the people that lives in America. They cannot. So basically, these FEMA camps are going to be also death camps. And then what happens when you run out of babies to eat? Then you start taking the prisoners and making food out of them. I know it sounds crazy, but if you start looking at all this up yourselves, you're going to be like, oh my God, he was right. Oh my God, what are we going to do? If you're in a store one day and you're in a line at a grocery store, and all of a sudden in this line, you hear somebody come up and say, get your month's free worth of groceries. All you have to do is take the FID chip. Don't do it. And that's where you're going to go, because you're going to be in the FEMA camp already. You might as well face it. They've already gotten us to where we have to depend on a chip. And that means there's a chip in our phone. There's a chip in our phone that makes our phone work. There's a chip in our credit cards that make our credit card work that is linked to our bank. So you might as well face it that when martial law takes place, they're going to turn all that off. They can just turn all that off by a button. The government can. When martial law takes place, they're going to load up everybody that you know on a bus and take them to the FEMA camps. There are laws that if you're a farmer, you're only allowed a certain amount of feet to farm on, to grow crops on. If you go bigger than that, if you take an area that's bigger than that, you're fined for it, thousands of dollars. And then, of course, if you collect seeds from your previous season to grow your next year's crops, you get fined for that, for patent. So even if you're in the country, no electricity, no running water, no nothing, and you're trying to grow your own crops, you're still monitored on what you can grow. So really, nobody is in the dark. Nobody. They've been building tunnels underground since as far as the early 80s, maybe before that. But I just wanted to go over this topic, and your comments will be greatly appreciated. I don't think I covered everything, but I did cover a big part in it. And I something just came over me, and I had to tell this because I feel like that pretty soon, maybe a year, maybe before that. Because like I said, something big is coming around. Something big. It's going to put our country on lockdown. And there'll be no escape from it. None. So hit like and share my channel. I know some people are going to take this information and religiously, go fanatical with it. But The information I give you, please don't, because it's not going to help you in the long run. It's not going to help you belittling other religions in the long run. Because when martial law shuts down the country, we're all in this together, regardless of who you are, what you look like, and what your religion is. We're all in this together.